Hi, joining me is Neha Ahuja, Head of Marketing of Spotify. Hi, Neha. Welcome to Impact's show.
Hi, Neeta.
This has been a great quarter for Spotify. You have about 433 million monthly active users. I think way higher than what the company had estimated.
Yeah, I think we are on good track.
And you are one of the newest audio streaming apps in the country. Tell us what led to the steady ascent of Spotify in India.
Yeah, so I think I would agree with you, Neeta, that in India, Spotify was a little bit late to the party. There was a lot of clutter anyways in the category, but I think the 3-year run that we've had is awesome. And in a short period of just 3 years now, we are at a leadership position when it comes to consumption of music. So I think that's great. There are a few things I think that we've done right when we entered. Of course, apart from the right product market fit that we sort of brought in as we entered, but putting a marketing lens. I would want to call out 3 things that I believe that we did right. Right, the first one being that we didn't shy away from playing to the category codes. In spite of being literally the 8th player in the market, we said that, hey, we stand for music. There could be many more players, but we stand for music. Just focus on bringing more music to people's lives, right? What does music do to you? It soothes you, it calms you down, it makes moments happier, right? So just focus on what is the relevance of music in a person's life and play to the category course. So talk from a leadership position, right? That was one. I think the second thing that we did, again, because it was a cluttered, a little bit of an undifferentiated market, was that ensure that the user feels that, hey, this brand gets me, right? So we ensure that we build a lot of relevance among the users, right? They get me. I think I belong there. They play back, moments from my life. So that's something that we used a lot. When we were crafting the films, which means that very, very strongly rooted in the consumer insight. And I think the third formula that worked very well was acknowledge that India is many Indias. So there is no one pan-India communication and pan-India creative. You conceptualize, you design, you execute for a Hindi audience, for a Tamil audience, Telugu audience, Malayalam audience, Punjabi audience, extremely different. International audience, again, extremely different, right? So you have to acknowledge that these are different people and then design for them. So I think these are the 3 things that kind of helped us be on a pretty fast trajectory.
So in that case, was the strategy very different from what you used internationally for your other markets?
Yeah, I think starting from the the product market fit. So India was one of the first countries, right? First region that brought in a free on demand product. So that was a big difference. And then I would say India itself is a very different market. So I wouldn't look at any other region for developing a playbook for India. There isn't a problem like, hey, there are 22 languages and I'm curating in all of those languages. The nuances that you need to bring out for a Tamilian user versus a Punjabi user is very different. So a ready playbook honestly didn't exist for India. But I'm glad what we did in India worked.
And what is the kind of library you have today in multiple languages?
There are about 80 million songs.
Okay.
And we are curating in most of the local languages now.
Super. As you were mentioning, Spotify's ad campaigns have always been very on point. Be that shopping mode on campaign or the Sunte Ja campaign featuring Anil Kapoor in the past. It kind of brings out the real essence of a music lover. And I can't say that for other streaming apps, to be very honest. And to what extent do you think your creative agency, I think Leo Burnett, has been working with you for a long time. To what extent has Leo Burnett really helped in making brand Spotify what it is in India?
Yeah, I think, we work very closely, Neeta, with all our partners. So a lot of industry partners like labels, or artists, we work very closely with them. Agency partners like Leo Burnett, we work extremely closely with them. We don't go to them, once the brief is fully crafted and, I have exactly in mind what I need to do. And that's not the stage I would involve, the agency. So we're in a pretty happy marriage for the past 3 years, and I think that does take your relationship a little bit deeper than sharing the brief at the last stage. So right from sort of building the consumer insight together and then conceptualizing how would we ensure that we bring this to life together. So they've been involved, and I think they've done a pretty good job of making sure that not only do they bring the insight or the role of product to life, but also I think the agency gets the tonality. I think most often, a lot of brands are walking on a very thin line when it comes to how do I maintain aspirational value of the brand, but how do I make sure that I talk to the masses. How do I make sure that, hey, I come on as an intelligent brand, but I'm also very quirky and humorous? So, right, ensuring that intelligent humor or ensuring that there is aspirational value to the brand while talking to a 200 million people is a tough task. And I think the creative team has done a great job of doing that with all our creatives.
I hope they're listening. Neha, a lot of song discovery today happens via these short form video content platforms like Instagram Reels. Now, do
Yeah.
you have tie-ups with them? They say user-generated content views are 5 times the original content views. So how are you utilizing that particular platform?
Yeah, I think you're right. A lot of discovery of music happens on Reels, right? And we very recently partnered directly with Instagram, as a partner, and they've built a playlist called Discover on Reels.
Oh,
And
okay.
yes. So, I mean, we basically read your mind, right? And this is, I'm sure a lot of people are looking out for this because I want all the trending songs on Reels in one playlist. So they got it, we got it. And now there is a playlist called Discover on Reels on Spotify. And there is a pretty, sort of a mega co-marketing planned, sort of conceptualized to make sure that this reaches the audience soon.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. And another thing is, India is called a very price sensitive market. We don't really want to pay for anything that we can get for free. But I do remember, I think way back in 1990s when I was growing up, we bought cassettes of new releases, which would cost about 30, 40 rupees. And we
Yeah.
wouldn't stop at one. We would stop, we would buy for 3, 4 big releases in that month. So today, are those same people not willing to pay what $200 for a subscription when you're getting much more than 4 film songs in that same
Yeah.
cost?
I know we've all grown up on, spending time on making these mixtapes and gifting
Right.
mixtapes, right? But I think times have changed, right? Indian consumer has become used to getting a free product. And when there is a free product in the market, not only for streaming back, for a lot of other OTT players, right, that the consumer gets spoiled. I would say that it is a free market. India is a free market. And, when we launched in India, that's the reason we ensured that there is a free on demand product. But having said that, we also understand that there are a lot of evolved music streamers, right? So for those people, there are products that are way and beyond what the free user gets, right? So, and that doesn't stop at, just providing ad-free music or providing downloads, right? There are many features, super exciting that we offer to a premium user. And to give you an example, just keeping a Gen Z user in mind, there's a feature called group session. So even if a group of 6, 7, 18-year-olds are not sitting together, but they want to stream the same playlist and stream the same music, they can actually start a group session and be together. I mean, and sort of stream that together. So it gives a experience that we are streaming the same song and we are together. So stuff like this, stuff like we have a radio feature that we offer only on premium. So a lot of us have grown on this radio experience, right? That you get me, now surprise me, right? I don't want to see my ready-made playlist. It's like, hey, surprise me. You know me. So you
Mhm.
start with a song, or you start with an artist, and then you switch to a radio mode, and the rest of the few hours are taken care of. So some delightful features like these are being offered to the premium user, where we feel that the user is a little bit more evolved and needs a little bit more.
Okay. And and yet we are in a space where there are so many apps that demand subscription,
Yeah.
from news to OTT to Amazon for delivery services. How do you ensure that music and Spotify stay on top of their list? And how many premium subscribers do you have at this point?
I wouldn't be able to comment on the exact number of premium users, but I think a couple of things, Neeta, that I can mention is that, apart from, of course, getting a product that delights us, there are a few things that we got right from the beginning, keeping the Indian market in mind, right? So there was a lot of localization of plans, which
Mhm.
did not exist in the Spotify world, but we brought that to India. And to give you an example, the Spotify mini plan. It's a 1 day plan, a 1 week plan. And in my head, that's a sachet business. And coming from FMCG, I know that sachet is a very, India market specific product, right? You take that decision every day that I want to use it today. Okay, I will spend that 2 rupee on a shampoo. So extremely relevant for the Indian product. For the Indian market, Mini was designed for the Indian market, and I don't think a lot of other players have these kind of localized plans for India, right? That's one, and I think also making sure that there is a plan for everyone and every kind of family. I mean, there is a family plan with 6 members. There's a duo plan for just 2 members, or there's a student plan for just like a 59 bucks. So a lot of plans to sort of pick from the menu as well.
You're catering to every need, basically.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Yes.
Nice. And you've just launched a new campaign which highlights how positive impact of music, can be on the listener's mood, how it can change it.
Yeah.
Tell us a little about it, and what kind of ad spends have you dedicated to this particular campaign?
Yeah. So, like we were talking that we feel that, playing to the category codes and bringing the relevance of music in a person's life has always worked for us. And this is something that we played up again. So the insight was that, music helps in enhancing your mood. It also helps in changing your mood, right? So
Mhm.
if you're in a party wouldn't start without music. Or, if you've had a bad breakup, it always helps to listen to your music. Getting into a car with like just your companion, okay. But, the minute you play and the car fills up with some romantic music, your drive changes. So it definitely, enhances that moment. And that's, I think, something that we've very simply dramatized in the creatives, right? How would life be without music, or how would that moment be without music, and how that moment just drastically changes when music fills in that space.
True.
So pretty simply dramatized, but the insight is, has been with us for hundreds of years, but played back in a very relevant use case situation.
And what is the ad spends you're looking at for this particular
So
campaign?
I wouldn't be able to talk about the ad spends, but like always, it is a multimedia mix. We will be looking at TV, we'll be looking at digital, social media. For TV, we'll be working with partnering with a lot of channels. Many platforms are there partnering with us on from OTT, and of course, working with a few influencers as well when it comes to socials. Yeah. It's
Super.
also available. I mean, it is a pan-India campaign, so focusing beyond HSM, there is Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam as well in the kitty.
Okay, fabulous. May Spotify, in that case, continue to delight us with your campaigns, and may the next quarter be even better for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, Neha. Lovely talking.
Thanks, Neeta. Bye-bye.